What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Solid clap. Today we have this tank of a little red dot. It is from Meprolight. It is the Tru-Vision SR. SR stands for speed ring. I almost forgot. There's two things I want you to know about this red dot before we get into the features. One, for those who care, the packaging is really nice. I know most of you don't care, but I've spent a life in sales and marketing, so I do care. It's Apple level packaging. It slides open. The red dot comes on a little plastic or a little pick rail. I don't know if it's plastic or not. It has the cover and the accessories, so I don't know. Good job. Second thing is I saw a ton of comments on my social media and other people that it's a polymer red dot, it's junk. It's not polymer. The inside of the red dot is made from aluminum, like most, if not all, red dots. It has a polymer cover to help further the durability, and I do believe this is a tank of a little red dot. That polymer cover just helps absorb some of the bumps and bruises and drops and whatnot. Anyway, the reticle. You have two different choices in the reticle. You can either do a 2 MOA dot with a 65 MOA circle around it, or you can just do the 2 MOA dot, whatever pleases you. I typically go just dot. To change the reticle, you hold down the night vision and the down arrow for 3 to 5 seconds. They say 3, I think it's more 5, whatever. Hold it for a few seconds, let go, and the reticle's gonna blink. You go up and down to choose the reticle you want. Hold night vision and down again for a few seconds, and that will lock it in place. Speaking of the reticle, every Meprolight optic I've seen, well, I've only seen their red dots, but any pistol or rifle red dot I've seen from Meprolight has very clear glass and very crisp red dot. You know, if your eyesight may vary, especially if you have astigmatism, but for my eyes, the window and the dot are some of the clearest, crisp, sharp, best looking ones out there. As far as your adjustments now, you have manual and automatic adjustments. The automatic adjustment says 8 different settings will automatically adjust the brightness of the red dot based on the ambient light. That sensor that tests the light, is on the front of the red dot, which is better in case someone's shining light directly at you. And I did test this quite a bit. Hopefully I'll be able to show you this with my cell phone and recording. But I went into a dark space, came out to a light space, and it does adjust very quickly and works pretty well. Some companies don't do a lot of companies don't do a very good job at this, but it worked extremely well. So when the red dot, it worked very well. With that said, I'm still keeping it on manual adjustment. I just prefer the manual. I don't know. The way to turn it from automatic to manual and back is when the red dot's on, you hold the up arrow for 3 seconds, you let go of the button, the reticle will flash a few times, and that's how you know that you're switching from manual to automatic mode. So those manual adjustments, you have 12 daytime settings and 4 night vision settings. And I did test it under night vision. It is very crisp and clear. It looks fantastic under night vision. To go into the night vision settings, you just hold the night vision button for about 3 seconds. You let off and you'll see that it goes into night vision mode, and you hold the button again for roughly 3 seconds and it comes back into daytime mode. I like that because if you're going in from like a dark environment to a light environment, you just push that button for a couple seconds and you're back on. You don't have to scroll, push the button 16 times to go through all of your different brightness settings, so that's cool. Another thing that will help this work well with nods, if you're lucky enough to have noodles, is that the height over bore is 1.93, so it sits a little higher than a lot of red dots will, and that makes it a little easier if you need to get down on the rifle and shoot passively through the red dot. All right, before we get into the rest of the controls, I named about half of them already. I want to quickly point out the shirt. TriStar Trading is the apparel sponsor, I guess, of this company. They make the Tiberius Gibbs shirt. They make the softest, sexiest, best fitting shirts in the game. This is one of their new ones, and it says what, Boston Harbor Surf Team. Being I'm in New England, I thought it was fantastic. There's a link down below if you want to check out any of the cool designs from TriStar. All right, let's go over the controls real quick. Just keep in mind it was intentionally designed to not have any of the controls changed very easily. It was made for Israeli military and police all around the world, so they wanted to make sure that none of the changes happen very easily. So all this is done on purpose, but the up arrow turns it on. Pretty straightforward there. The up and down button, once it's turned on, will increase and decrease the brightness. Pretty straightforward. You hold the night vision button for 3 to 5 seconds or so, and that will let you go into or out of night vision mode. You hold both the night vision and the down arrow. Again, that will change your reticle. You hold the up arrow for a few seconds. That will go into or out of the automatic to manual brightness mode that we talked about, and then the down arrow for a few seconds will turn it off. So again, not very difficult, but I wanted to go through all of them just so you completely understood. Now the mount that's on here is done pretty nice. It's a metal mount, nothing polymer there. It has a nice quick detach lever if you need to take it on and off the rifle. And on the other side of the QD mount, there is an 8mm socket. If you don't know, not all Picatinny rails are made equally, and they're not all exactly the same size. So if it's a little loose or a little tight, you can adjust, spin that 8mm socket and lock it down to your rifle perfectly. There's a standard, but a lot of rifle companies don't follow it. Let's talk about the battery. You have a side load battery right here. It's easy to take it on with like a flathead screwdriver or a casing or something. It takes a CR123, which is dope, very easy to get. The cap is tethered, so you'll be less likely to lose it. It does have shake awake, so after roughly 30 minutes, the red dot turns off. The second it senses any movement, it's going to turn back on. The only thing I don't have any specifics on is exactly how long the battery is going to last. Between reading online and the manual, and I did a lot of research on this, the only thing I could find was it's going to last thousands of hours. And I 100% believe that with modern red dot technology and a good battery like a CR123, no doubt it's going to last thousands of hours. But what exactly does that mean? Define thousands of hours for me. 1,000, 5,000, 10, 50, 100. Again, shake awake will affect that depending how much you're using it or if it's sitting in your safe, but I always like more information. All right, that polymer body that we talked about is actually available. The cover itself is available in a few different colors. Again, the red dot itself is aluminium. The cover is going to be polymer. So there's 2 screws on the back, there's 2 screws on the top, and they currently have them available in black, FDE, and OD green. It's very, very easy to swap them out. And the nice thing about that is, obviously, if you're in the military and law enforcement operationally, a certain color makes more sense and blends in, you can do that. But I think most people in this world of Instagram and looking cool on the internet, it allows you to customize the cover to match your rifle to look good. Also, if you're going to hydro dip it or Cerakote it or make it look really cool and match your rifle, you can put just the hood, like Cerakote goes through a baking process. You can put just the hood in the baking process. You don't have to put the extra wear and tear on your red dot. If you don't have to, then that's a good thing. Your windage and elevation are pretty standard. There's one on the back, one on the front. Again, you can make those adjustments with a standard flathead or 5.56 casing or even a 9mm casing. They are super tactile. Like, there is no doubt how many times you are moving that. Like, probably the most tactile red dot I've ever felt. It's a half MOA adjustment per click, so it's pretty precise. It's labeled very nicely. All pretty simple stuff. All right, up here on the screen, we see the dimensions of the red dot itself. I want to point out how small the footprint is. It's not a very big red dot, does not take up a lot of space. The window is 29mm by 20mm, so it has a pretty good size window and a fantastic field of view. When you're looking through it, you don't really see the top and the sides of it. It has just an excellent field of view. It only weighs 10 ounces, so it's not too heavy. And then the price. On the Meprolight website, I saw it for 600-ish. On other websites, I saw it for 500-ish. And then I also saw Meprolight has a set of backup irons, not plastic irons, at a 1.93 height iron sights as well. So if you want to put a pair of backup iron sights on here in case your battery dies or whatever happens, you have those backup irons that will co-witness perfectly. They also have a very nice looking magnifier, flip to the side magnifier. I wish I asked them for one of those, but the magnifier looks fantastic. I've seen a lot of good reviews on that as well, and that will co-witness that 1.93 inch height as well. All right. As far as testing, I've had this since June. It is now October. This is taking me a very long time to do this review, so I apologize. I've been busy, and it's been very difficult to get on the rifle range, at my range. I need a private range. We have 20 pistol pits, but only 1 rifle pit, so it's been very difficult. I've brought this to the range 8 times. I shot around 400 rounds of 5.56 through it, and probably 100 to 200 rounds of 22 LR using a CMMG conversion kit. The entire time it's been on this budget-friendly BCA rifle that I've been testing. Plinking, shooting steel, shooting on the move. I committed to doing some shooting and moving on every single range trips that I go to from now on. You know, transitions, mag exchanges. I try to do some high-ready and low-ready shooting every time I test an optic. I think it's just a good way to pick up the reticle and the window and stuff like that. We also did some very basic durability testing, just dropped the red dot a few times, not on the rifle or anything, just to make sure it could withstand some basic drops. And if you look on the internet, there's a lot of very aggressive, destructive testing on this red dot, and it seems to always come through. I've had no problems, I've had no issues, nothing broke, nothing I need to let you guys know. It's been an absolute little tank, and that is my Fresh Pro. The durability and like the tankness of this red dot. Is tankness a word? It is now. I think it's a very, very durable red dot. The window clarity and the dot clarity are excellent, at least for my eyes. The night vision clarity is excellent. I like the different color covers. I think that's cool, especially if you want to Cerakote and customize it in this Instagram world we live in. The QD rail is pretty basic. A lot of people do it, but they did a good job, and it's rock solid and adjustable. You'd be surprised some companies don't do a very good job on their QD rails, and they did a fine job. Now, I have no cons. The only thing I would change is I would like Meprolight to give us some more details on the battery life. Like if the optic's on 24 hours a day, roughly how many hours is it gonna last? If the battery's on 12 hours a day, whatever. Just give me a little more specific so I have an idea of what thousands of hours mean. I say that every time a company doesn't give us that information. Maybe I'm a weirdo, I don't know, you tell me in the comments. Overall, it's a dope red dot. Again, it's very durable. I'd have no problem using this for home defense or self-defense. Like I am actually, now that this review is over, gonna ask Meprolight for one of the red dots, because I wanna put this, I have a couple rifles that I shoot all the time, like the Radian and the primary weapon system, that I wanna put this red dot magnifier on those. And I love that red dot magnifier combo, and it's something I don't have right now. I've had a bunch of different companies setups like that, and I love it, but I don't have one right now. So I'm gonna put this on a rifle I shoot often. And again, I can't give it a better compliment than saying I'm gonna put it on something I'm gonna shoot all the time. Anyway, thank you to Meprolight for supporting this channel. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. More important, thank you boys and girls for watching. If you think I deserve it, you can like and comment. Those things are great, they help me, I appreciate it. If you really wanna help me out, you can go to TriStar Trading, buy a shirt, or you can subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it, I need it. My subs are way down, so if you think I deserve it, click the button. Santa will thank you for it. Be good, stay blessed, stay hydrated.